So you told me about Stoicism.
Mhm.
I forget the guy's name you mentioned, and then Buddhism.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of guys in Stoicism. You can go back to like Marcus Aurelius and his
yep.
original, diaries, the meditations. But there's a lot to be taken away from that in those, the theory and philosophy around Stoicism. I think, it has a bad name of being stoic. You're so stoic. But Stoicism really is the study of yourself and making yourself a better person and questioning who you are and what you're doing. That in essence is Stoicism.
Yeah, so I Googled it. Wikipedia told me the Stoics provided a unified account of the world constructed from ideals of logic, monistic physics, and naturalistic ethics. Of these, they emphasized ethics as the main focus of human knowledge, and their logical theories were more interest than later philosophers. Stoicism teaches the development of self-control and fortitude and means of overcoming destructive emotions, which honestly, in economics and business, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's humongous. Philosophy holds that becoming a clear and unbiased thinker allows one to understand universal reason. So is that just kind of naturally, instinctively who you are as a person, or is that a learned behavior for yourself?
To me, it's learned. It's not learned. I guess I would say learned behavior. Yeah. I don't like that saying learned behavior, because then it sounds like, you weren't really that person. I think there is a innate want from humans to just be better, to be better people at the heart of things, at least myself. So, I studied philosophy in undergrad and really started to read more about Buddhism maybe like 15 years ago, and then Stoicism, about 7 years ago. Ryan Holiday is my go-to guy. He's an author. He's written several books about Stoicism. He runs the Daily Stoic website, the Daily Stoic email. If you really want to understand Stoicism and the benefits of it, he's your guy. He's, numerous videos, his daily emails, his books he's written. He to me has been a huge teacher to me about Stoicism and applying it to my life. But Wikipedia is a very formal definition. Again, I would just go back to my definition. Stoicism is just all about making yourself a better person.
I like your definition better.
Yeah.
I do like your definition better. Although, I feel like a lot of walks of life are about making yourself better. You can say, working and going to the gym is like an art of making yourself better.
Yeah.
Right. No, but fitting your definition, no, I think it totally makes sense. It's more internal, right? It's more about
very internal.
It's more about the minds. And I think a lot of people like myself, I have generalized anxiety. I've had it since a kid. Alan, I don't know if you're going to believe this, but I didn't talk in kindergarten. Like throughout the whole school year, I didn't say a word out loud, like in the classroom.
Your podcast would not have been that good in kindergarten.
It would have been it would have been a lot of whispering in people's ears. But I bring that up because, how do you beat that kind of anxiety? Well, you kind of got to trick yourself, right? And I think meditation was something that could have helped me, but meditation's hard. It's really difficult to do, to sit in a quiet room and just breathe and empty your mind. For me, what kind of clicked for me was I was listening to a guided meditation, probably on I forget, it might have been YouTube, it might have been the Calm app. I love the Calm app.
Yeah.
But they're like, focus on your breath, not just specifically your breath, but it's the little pause in between the inhale and then again on the end of the exhale. Because before you take a breath or release a breath, there's always a little pause. If you focus on that pause, your mind will just erase.
Yeah.
So what's your tick? What makes you really focus and hone in on meditation? Because it does work. It's very effective.
Oh, it's a great practice. But I think to your point, Will, like it's the hardest thing I do. Hardest thing I do. I run, ultra marathons. I, raise 4 kids. Sitting still for 5-10 minutes every day and just thinking and having thoughts wander. It is extremely difficult. And that is the point of meditation, is it's not supposed to be easy. I don't think people realize that. I know people that try it and they quit and, it's too hard. I can't do it. Well, that's the point. Yeah. It is meant to be difficult. Sitting alone with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions with no distractions can be an unpleasant experience. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get, though, with yourself. And I think that is a key strength and takeaway of doing meditation every day. It allows you to investigate who you are.
Do you follow Sam Harris?
Yeah. Sam was great.
He's the one who really like opened my eyes to meditation, made me want to try it. I'm a big fan of Sam Harris. I think he's very, very, very smart, especially when it comes to meditation. When do you find the best time to meditate is? For me, I tried doing it before bed. It would sometimes if I did it right and I got in that zone, I'd be out like a light, slept like a baby.
Yeah, always in the morning for me. Always in the morning. It's a good way to start my day and just clear my mind and understand that, where I am. But I think the huge benefit of doing it as a regular practice and starting out, and you do for me, for instance, a morning meditation is a phenomenal way to like clear my head and start my day. I find after years of doing it and years of practice, I can meditate anywhere, on the train, eating lunch, going for a run. I wouldn't recommend doing it while you're driving your car, but
you need your eyes open for that one.
Yeah, you can still meditate with your eyes open, but you can get, even walking meditation is a great habit to get into. And, no phone, no earbud, just walk and listen to sounds and, try to understand what you're hearing and how it makes you feel. I think, meditation again is introspection of, how you are feeling and reacting to things in order to better adjust and, get over the anxieties that you have, understand your strengths, know where, you have weaknesses and what you need to work on as a person, and, investigate that. And that's, meditation is not about sitting still for 5 minutes with a clear mind and having nothing in your head. That is not meditation. Right. If you think that's what it is, you're going to fail miserably. It's not meditation.
How long do you meditate for? Do you have a set time? Or it's kind of just, you feel it in your mind, you feel it in your body, and you go, I'm good.
Yeah, I do about 5 to 7 minutes.
5 7 minutes?
Yeah, that's easy. It's not much. It's really not, but it is the hardest, most difficult 5 minutes of my day. It is really, there's times where, I start out fine, and then, my chime goes off and it's like, I totally forgot what I was doing. And I don't remember, meditating. And days like that, I meditate again. Because to me, it's just a incredibly important practice that I have.
Right. All right. So you got these Buddhist methods, you got these ideologies, these ethics and Stoicism on how you kind of better yourself. Can those ethics or philosophies sometimes clash with your professional life? Like, and if so, like, how do you deal with that? Either from someone under you or above you. Because if they're under you, can just kind of go, well, too bad, I'm the boss. If they're above you, it's kind of like how do you balance that? Because like especially someone who thinks logically, sometimes the worst enemy of someone who thinks logically is someone who thinks illogically, right? It's like how do you balance that with like, I have my way of thinking, my morals, my values through these teaching I've taught myself. It's been very beneficial, and I got this schmuck over here who just doesn't get it.
Yeah,
you got to work with that schmuck.
I would just say I'm a student of life, so I love to learn about a lot of different things, a lot of different philosophies. I studied theology as a teenager through college. Like I just am a sponge for all of that information. So I just realized that people are different. So I don't prescribe, like, let's just take Buddhism, for instance. Like, I am not a Buddhist. I would not say I'm a Buddhist. I've studied Buddhism for a long time, and I've studied the practices of Buddhism, but I am not a Buddhist. I would never go around saying I'm Buddhist, because that would be false. But, I study the precepts, I study what it's about, what it means, and, I apply what I feel like I can apply to my life, and act in a way that matters.